Hi everybody, it is Zoe from Sugar Street Studios and welcome back to our series on cakes from around the world. Today we are looking at the Japanese Castella Cake. It's a cake that has a tradition of more than 400 years old, but it was actually brought to Japan by the Portuguese. So the Castella Cake is characterised by its lack of dairy, there's no butter in it, but also its super light and bouncy texture. It's made of eggs, sugar and flour essentially, but there are many variations found in Japan, with the most popular additions being honey and powdered green tea, matcha, which is what we are going to be using here. So these are the ingredients that you are going to need. It's a very simple cake to make, but you do need to make it a day ahead of time because it needs to set in the fridge. So let's start with preparing your cake tin. Traditionally, Castella cakes were actually made in cardboard or newspaper enforced boxes rather than metal tins, and that's because they don't conduct heat as strongly as a metal cake tin. But we are going to use a metal cake tin, and I'm going to double line it with greaseproof paper to try and help distribute that heat for a more even bake. So 2 lots of greaseproof paper cut to the size of your tin, and I've used an 8-inch square tin here. Now you want to take 75 grams of runny honey and a couple of tablespoons of really hot water and mix that together to create your honey flavouring. Once that's mixed, place that to one side, and then you want to start with your eggs. 6 fresh eggs. With a hand whisk, you want to start getting those eggs mixed up together, and then once you have a little bit of frothing going on, you can then begin to slowly add the sugar, 200 grams of caster sugar here. Now you want to whisk, 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 and this could take 5, 6, 7 minutes. So you want to achieve a really light and fluffy egg mix. The volume will increase by double at least. And a little tip for you, use a bigger bowl than I did, because it'll be a lot easier later when you come to fold in the dry ingredients. You want to leave ribbons in the egg mix. That's when you know it's ready. And once it is, you then carry on whisking and add in your honey mixture. Now for your dry ingredients, you want to use bread flour, 200 grams of bread flour, and I'm using a tablespoon and a half of food grade matcha powder. I have sieved this bread flour twice. We want it really, really fine. And then I'm slowly going to just fold in the dry flour matcha mix into the egg mix. You can see what I mean about the bowl being a little small here. You just want to fold that in slowly, making sure that you're keeping all that lovely air that you've whisked in. And once that is all in, that is it. It's that simple. You need to tip your Castella mix into your prepared tin, and you want to bake for about 35 to 40 minutes at a temperature of 160 degrees Celsius or 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Tap your tin, let's knock out some of those big air bubbles, and it will rise beautifully in the oven. As soon as it comes out, you want to put a little honey mix over the top of the cake. I have a tablespoon of runny honey and half a tablespoon of hot water here. So the cake is hot. I have now put my honey syrup, if you like, over the top. And at this point, I'm going to very carefully tip my hot cake out onto cling film. And I'm going to do this because I'm going to wrap that cake, seal in all of that heat to create a really moist cake. Go carefully here and go slowly. I've used 2 cooling racks to help me navigate my way around the cake. Wrap your cake up tightly, and then you want to place that in the fridge overnight or for 24 hours. And that is it. The following day you can unwrap your cake. Now in Japan it's traditionally served in little sort of soldier-like slices with the edges trimmed off so that you can see the lovely light fluffy texture inside. I'm going to cut mine into 3 because I've baked it into a square cake tin. You can see now that that texture on the inside, how light and fluffy it is. And that is it. It is that simple. It's a cake that is eaten traditionally with tea. It's a tea time piece of cake. Don't forget, for more recipes, for more cake art and for more cake inspiration, come and join us at Sugar Street Studios or subscribe at the channel here. See you later. Bye.